Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the Hope Appeal Ramadan show live here on Ahlulbayt TV. Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak to all of our viewers, to everybody that is watching right now. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be serving on this blessed day, this first evening of Shah Ramadan. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are here with the Hope Appeal, ready to hustle for humanity once again. And it's my absolute honor and pleasure to be here with somebody that I hold in such high esteem, Brother Ali Raza Jaffer, ARJ.
Assalamu alaikum, and welcome our dear viewers once again to a live marathon of fundraising on Ahlulbayt TV. This year, of course, we're partnering with Al-Qisar Foundation, and you guys will inshallah help us make this an incredible month that will change lives for generations to come. It's been a phenomenal trip when you went to Africa. What was Haji Neil, if there was one thing that you remember and you recall from that trip, what was it? Share it with the viewers.
Do you know what really sticks out in my mind is that we went to Le Chote, which is up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And we visited a water well that had been donated already by one of our viewers. And walking up towards that water well, you know, seeing the plaque there with the Hope Appeal logo plus the name of the Marhumin, but seeing the local community that has grown around this water well was mind-blowing. I had the opportunity to speak to some of the local community there, and they were telling us how much this one water well had changed their lives. It was, for me, was one of the most amazing things.
It's interesting you mentioned water. I mean, it's really interesting that in Shahr Ramadan, you know, many of my dear friends and family will say, you know, stay hydrated.
Yes.
Stay hydrated.
That's right.
During Shahr Ramadan. Drink plenty of water. And I'm sure many of you, when you did your iftar today, you had a glass of water and you really, you know, that first water that you have, yep, you really enjoy it. And my dear brothers and sisters, our dear viewers, there are many out there that do not have water that they can enjoy, that they can have in order to keep hydrated. But with your help, with your support, with your dedication, we can change that. £1,500 is what it takes to build a water well that will transform an entire community. Yes. And how do you donate? How do people donate?
Well, it's very simple. We've made it really simple for you. First and foremost, you can call if you're traditional. You can pick up that phone on 0208 05014. Call one of our call handlers. They will help you through the process. You can scan that QR code, which is right above your head, actually, Ali Raza.
There we go.
And that will take you straight to the Hope Appeal website. And the Hope Appeal website, on the website is phenomenal. I just want to reiterate, you can donate in UK pounds, you can donate in euros, you can donate in US dollars and in Canadian dollars. And they don't have to worry about the tax certificates in the other side of the world, in the other side of, you know, USA and Canada, because Al-Qisar have got that all covered.
And I think absolutely. And you know, just to give some context about, you know, water. Let's talk about water.
Yes,
you know, I want to talk about water. Since you gave that example, we'll talk about water. That when you were setting the iftar table, you probably walked up to your tap or your filter. You know, in this country, we have water that comes through a tap. You turn on the tap and the water comes out, right?
Yes.
But yet we will still go and have mineral water.
That's right.
So we'll have bottles and bottles and bottles of, so we'll pay for water.
Yeah, we will.
And these days you have a filter in your house where you press a button and filtered water. That's the level of, that's how particular we have become. We'll fill out that jug and we'll comfortably place it on the iftar table.
Yeah.
My dear brothers and sisters, many communities around the world do not have that luxury of simply going and filling a jug of water. You can see those children on screen now, and you can see how fascinated they are by water, by having that water well. And it's not only to drink, it is a water well where they will do their wudu for salah. There is so much to gain by contributing towards a water well. And I'd really welcome you. Look, even if you can't contribute £1,500 towards a water well, you can contribute £1, because 1,500 people will make one water well.
Exactly. That little bit that you can give today, like the drip, the fresh water that comes out of that tap, will fill the bucket, inshallah. So maybe you have your WhatsApp groups, maybe you have your friends and family groups that are on there, maybe you have your social media. Today is a day to start pledging, to start making that intention. Make those messages. Today, this Shah Ramadan, our aim as a family unit, as a friend group, we are going to make sure that we have 2 or 3 water wells by the end of Shah Ramadan. And the incredible thing about these water wells, they're not just placed in these rural places, they're placed in the schools as well. As you can see on the screen right now, you can see those young people that are benefiting from education, but also they're benefiting from that.
Absolutely. And I just want to thank the caller who just called in, because when you guys call in, there is a caller. And when you guys call in, it really inspires us.
Yes.
And so let's welcome our caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Hello there.
Thank you very much for calling in. And what inspired you to call in this evening?
I'm actually one of the call handlers. My name's Famida. And I just wanted to let you know that we've had a donation already.
MashaAllah.
£30 for the orphans.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Wonderful.
Yeah, she was very inspired by the stories that she's been listening to, especially about the recent trip to Tanzania, and also watching the footage on the TV behind you. And she would like to thank the Hope Appeal team and ABTV for doing such a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much. You may see us on screen, but there's people like Famida in the background and many others that are working tirelessly in the background. So we want to extend that thanks to the whole team, inshallah. And thank you very much to the donor that gave that £30 towards the
30 iftar meals.
30 iftar
so
meals.
30 iftar meals for an orphan, and that's what this dear donor has just contributed towards. And I would encourage, let's remind viewers of how to call into the studio, because when you guys call in, number one, it's fun for us because we're going to be here for another 2 hours, and it's always nice to talk and engage with our dear viewers.
Definitely.
But also, if you call in, just give £1. Just call in and give £1, because you know what? When you call in, someone else will call in, and someone else will call in, and that will have a
ripple effect.
A ripple.
We're
ripple
talking
effect.
about water.
There we go.
Ripples,
Very good.
Right?
Excellent. There we are.
That
07506 842 842.
That's the number to remember tonight to call us live into the studio. 07506 842
842.
There we go.
And thehopeappeal.com, that's the website. Really easy to donate and to make a difference. And one thing that you were saying, I was watching some of the footage and the videos from when you're in Africa. People have to walk miles and miles just to get water.
Yeah, water that is contaminated and dirty. I just want to make that clear as well, because they're going into rivers, they're going into places where water has settled, and this water has settled and it's contaminated, ARJ, and it's got bits floating in it, animals, they're carrying it. And I tried myself, to help out as much as I could. We were walking up the side of this mountain, I was carrying a bucket of water, and ya Allah, we're talking 50-degree heat here. I struggled. And then when you put that water down and you look at it, you can't even see the bottom.
There you go. So, it is very, very difficult for individuals in these parts of the world to get necessities that we take for granted. And let's provide some context. £1,500 for a water well, that's 10 people. If you know 10 people amongst your family or your friends, you can get each one to give, £150 each, or 20 people to give £75 each.
That's right.
So I would encourage individuals, call in and say, you know what? It's Shah Ramadan, it's the first day of Shah Ramadan. I'm going to pledge £1,500, and I'm determined to go amongst my family and my friends, and I will raise that £1,500. I think we've got a little clip from Yemen.
From Yemen, yes, of course. We are working in many countries around the world. We are talking about Tanzania, but we're in Syria, we're in Afghanistan, we're in Pakistan, India. We're right here in London as well, and in the UK. But also we are thinking about the impoverished people of Yemen, a place where not many people are talking about, but they are still being bombed on a daily basis. There's so much oppression happening in that country. We'll watch a short video, inshallah, to inspire you, to soften your hearts, inshallah. And when we come back, let's get that phone line ringing, inshallah ta'ala. Sit back and watch this video. We'll be back very shortly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the live show right here on Ahlulbayt TV, where we hustle for humanity and give hope to the hopeless around the world. You saw that clip talking about Yemen. The statistics are unbelievable. Each country that we go to, we literally walk away in shock at the amount of poverty, the amount of humanitarian need and aid that is required. This is why we continuously try to be that voice, the advocate of those that have voiced us around the world. We need you to help, and we need you to raise your voices tonight on this blessed day. The months of mercy are upon us. The heavens are open. Shaitan, hellfire is locked away for us. Let's not let the shaitan within us hold us back. When you have that intention to make a donation and a pledge on these blessed nights, you know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you infinitely. So pick up that phone, 07506 842
842. And of course, look, you guys are amazing. Yes. You know, I really want to thank our donors. You guys, you know, you watch these screens, you keep us energized, you call in, you hit our website throughout the year, you help us engage. And you know, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. The fact that you take your time out to watch. I'm sure there could be many, you know, there's Coronation Street and EastEnders and there's many other things to be watching.
It's true.
But you take the time out to watch this show, and whatever you can give, I would, you know, even if you're going to give £1, or even if you want to, you know, you may not want to be put on the spot and you may just want to give anonymously, call in and say, you know what? I was inspired by something. It could be helping to build a school.
It's him.
It could be
He
a
inspires
water.
you.
It could be a water well. It could be Hajj Neil. It could be education. It could be the iftar meals. If anything on this show that we have shared with you this evening has inspired you, then I would encourage you to call in, because when you call in and you to donate, it encourages others to do the same.
Definitely.
So a reminder, 07506 842 842, and thehopeappeal.com is where you can also donate online.
Definitely.
Giving in this blessed month. £120 donation. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. There we go. And those donations are continually flowing in. I want you, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear viewers, I want you to put some pressure on this call team, the back office team. They need to be under a lot of pressure, messaging us, telling us, you know what, slow down. We got all these phones ringing and we can't handle it. I really do need you to put them out. So help us achieve that.
Definitely, you have the power to make a change, my dear viewers. Don't think that this small change is nothing, because that change will make a change, believe you me. We have seen it with our own eyes. Whether you're given a few euros, a few dollars, a few pounds, a few cents, whatever it is that you have and can spare right now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will multiply that during these blessed months of Shahr Ramadan. We are in this beautiful month right now, so let's capture every single moment. You have that power within you to make that change. Look at those packages on your screen. You've got that £40 orphan sponsorship, and I love that package myself personally, because that covers everything. You know, you could potentially be given education with that sponsorship. You could be given clothing, you could be given food, you could be given shelter. Most of all, dear viewers, you're giving hope towards an orphan around the world. There's beautiful, so many hadith, ARJ,
Yes.
about giving towards.
It is. And I think, you know, it enables you to truly change your life. And you will, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear viewers, you will find a way to make that contribution, to find that money. Times are tough and we understand that, but it's just about sitting down and saying, okay, look, how would I, even if it's amongst my family and my friends, could I get 10 people or 9 people to give £5 a month each so that we can sponsor one orphan? And just to compare and contrast the lives that we lead. During the break, I got a message concerning water bottles and the mineral water and the plastic bottles, and you know, someone just commented on that. And it's interesting when you think about, when you compare and contrast the life that we lead compared to the life of others, right? You go to the supermarket today, we don't just pick up any water.
No.
We sit there and we look at the vast selection.
That's it. We're very fussy.
We're
right?
very fussy of mineral water available. You know, this has a different taste to this, and I only drink this particular brand.
Exactly.
Can't go for the supermarket own brand, God forbid. You know, we have a very different perspective. Whereas in some of these places where Hajj and Neil visited, they walked miles and miles and miles to get contaminated water.
You know, ARJ, what shocks me is the statistics about water malnutrition and poverty around the world. There's close to 2 million people around the world that don't have access to clean water. Now, this is water, and you're talking about us in the West, that we take it for granted. The water that comes out of our toilet, when we're flushing it, is cleaner than the water that they are drinking. Now, a simple thing, I asked our dear viewers, if you're thirsty, and you were thirsty today, when you broke your fast, would you go to that bathroom? Would you go to that toilet and drink?
You wouldn't. In fact, these days in bathrooms it says, this is not drinking water.
No drinking water.
Don't drink it.
Exactly.
You go to a hotel, this is not drinking water.
Can you imagine?
But many people around the world, the non-drinking water is the cleanest water that they have access to. But we can make a difference. The beauty about this show, the beauty about you, our dear viewers who are watching, who have been supporting this, and we built, many water wells last year, but the beauty about this is that you can make a difference. And the way to do that is to either give us a call in the studio, 07506 842 842, or you could donate by phone, 0208 050014, or of course, scan the QR code, which is it this way?
Above you, other way.
Okay. Right,
somewhere over there.
This way. Oh, there we go. It's above me, essentially. Scan that QR code or visit our website at thehopeappeal.com and make a difference. Make that contribution. Change lives. Change a community. And do it in this month, in this blessed month.
Exactly. Don't delay it. Don't delay it, because there's so-called big nights. Every single night in Shahr Ramadan is big in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's opened up this banquet towards us. So let's please.
We just got a 10 foundation. Allah, 10 foundation. Allah, Muhammad, wa ali Muhammad. Keep those donations coming in. Thank you very much to the donor that just donated that £10. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, inshallah. And we have a caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, brother ARJ, brother Neil. How you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So tell us, what was one thing that inspired you from what you've heard so far?
Do you know what it was, brother ARJ? Although you and brother Neil are doing a smashing job, and you always do, I was watching the footage behind you, and I saw a piece of paper with lots of names on it and numbers on it. And I know from working with the Hope Appeal that we really do our due diligence. And we've just partnered with a new partner charity called Al-Kisar Foundation. And I'm so proud to be a part of the Hope Appeal and know that we really did our due diligence. And so we know that we can trust this charity. Not only that, we know that the funds that are going to this charity and other charities are going to the people who need it, and it's giving them the help they specifically need.
Correct.
And that's what inspired me to pick up the phone today.
Well, there you go. No, absolutely.
So
I think that transparency is so important, ensuring that those funds reach those who are in need. And if there's one message that you have for our dear viewers, one takeaway that they will get from this phone call, what is that going to be?
It's the Ramadan energy, guys. It's the Ramadan energy. We don't always get this opportunity, and when it comes, we can all feel the doors of Rahmah have opened. And right now, if you're hearing this, God is opening the doors of Rahmah directly onto you, and there is no need to question it. There's no need to delay it. There's no need to second guess it, because it's here and it's now and it's staring you in the face, and the opportunity is there. We just got to take it. We just got to scan the QR code, call the number, click the button, go on the website, make the donation, 2 taps. That's it.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
What a beautiful call.
Exactly.
And I think that's so true, isn't it? Our dear viewers at the moment, they're actually watching. If you're watching this program at the moment, there are no accidents. You're watching it for a reason.
Exactly.
Right? You could be watching anything. You could be doing anything right now, but for some reason, you are tuning in to this very show. You are seeing those screens behind us. You are observing the difference that the Hope Appeal is making globally with the partners such as Al-Kisar Foundation. You are watching this show for a reason. You are invited to this banquet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make a difference. And you can make a difference. Just call in, whatever the number, call in and make that donation, make that contribution. £30 will feed an orphan for 30 days.
SubhanAllah. That's amazing, right?
For £1 a day.
£1 a meal.
£1 a meal.
Can you imagine that?
£1 a meal.
Can you imagine? What can you buy for £1?
You know, just it's very interesting you mentioned that, Haji Neil, because I reminded me that before I came to studio, I went to the supermarket and I bought some biscuits for the team.
Okay.
Which I've left in the car, by the way.
Okay.
I forgot, right?
Sorry, guys, we left the
It
biscuits
just
in the
reminded
car.
me. But I bought some biscuits and I probably spent, without even thinking, about £10.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I spent £10. Now, of course, look, at the end of the day, we love our studio guys and we love the guys behind the scenes. But then it just occurred to me, you know, I just spent it. And if I wouldn't have bought it for the team, I would have bought it for myself and had the biscuits anyway. But I think this physique takes time
like
to
a biscuit
to develop. Yeah, you know. So at the end of the day, my point is I spent it so quickly. Without thinking, and it just occurred to me that, you know what, that's 1/3 of the way there to feed an orphan for the whole of Shahr Ramadan. And I'm sure many of us during Shahr Ramadan, we went and we spent money on whatever we did.
That's it.
In preparation for iftar time.
Shopping carts full of food.
Absolutely. Yes. And all we're encouraging you to do is, you know what, just say to yourself, how many times will I go to the supermarket this Shahr Ramadan? Okay, if I go, I don't know, if I may do 10 trips, all we're asking you to do is say, all right, you know what, I'm going to give £2 a trip, £3 a trip towards feeding an orphan for 30 days of Shahr Ramadan. Just take something out. You know, we all know how much we spend during this month. Say, you know what, £100 I'm going to set aside and donate it towards the Hope Appeal.
I love a visual. So, you know, we had our iftar today. You're sitting around with the family, you're breaking bread with them and, you know, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's encourage our children. So let's create a visual. Set one additional plate to one side with an empty chair and don't put any food on that plate. And then the children will ask you, like, who's that plate for? You can say there's somebody in this world that will not be able to break their fast. But we have the power as a family to put food on that plate tonight. Let's all cut back a little bit. Save some of the children's pocket money. That's £1. Think about it. Create that visual in the household and create that chain and create that humanitarian heart in your children, the lovers of the Ahlulbayt alayhim salam, to see that visual in front of them, and that will make a massive difference and a massive impact. Believe you me, then you tune into the show and what they want to do is then they want to donate, inshallah, because they can put food on that empty plate every single night, inshallah. It really does work, but we need your help and we need your support, dear viewers. You can donate in so many ways. You can scan that wonderful QR code above ARJ's head right there. Goes straight to the Hope Appeal website. You can donate in euros, pounds, Canadian dollars, US dollars, whatever it is, your currency that you have. You can give us a call live in the studio, 07506 842
842. And I believe we also have a video from your trip.
You do.
You were recently in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, or I don't know, where is this particular clip from?
I'm not too
it's
sure,
from
actually,
Tanzania,
but
but we
let's see what
will
it is.
find out. Watch this clip, and if you're inspired, it's from Tanzania. Thanks to the studio. I wanted to know where in Tanzania, but thanks for the reminder. Now, we have a lovely, diligent back office team over there.
God bless you.
May Allah bless them. They work so incredibly hard.
Honestly, they really
but
do.
if you're inspired by what you're about to see, then afterwards, please do pick up the phone and make a donation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you can see, we are in the middle of this remote village and we've come to this mosque that is under construction. But behind me, as you can tell, they're way behind schedule. It's barely a mosque, but yet people still come here to pray. When I came in to use the restroom, I could barely walk in there. There is no sanitation. There is no running water. I had to wash myself with a plastic bucket that carried some sort of liquid before. Wash the bucket and then had to clean myself with that wudu. There is no fresh supply. Again, utilizing whatever we had around us to do the wudu. The mosque is still under construction. Alhamdulillah, there is somewhere to pray, but you can barely call it a masjid. You can barely call it a mosque. There are hundreds upon hundreds of centers like this in and around these small villages that need help and support. Help us to rebuild this mosque, to re-establish this home, this center, this Imam Barga. In the name of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad, let's build a school next to it. Let's build a madrasa, a shop, a home for the sheikh to come and recite the salah. And within that, we will build an infrastructure and a community that will thrive and prosper in the name of the Ahlulbayt alayhim salam. Please donate generously.
As you can see, we're standing in this remote village that have access to government water. The storage area where the government once a week comes and fills up has become contaminated and dirty, and the supply is not enough for the demands of this village. Students from the mosque just here, just around the corner, are providing water by carrying buckets and containers each and every day to these households, like towards this mother that is behind me. She has a newborn child and is in need of water currently. We are building a water well to replace that system. The water well will provide pipes directly to people's homes, so this process can be eliminated. Dear viewers, you can be a part of a change like this to provide clean, fresh water to this village's home right now. I urge you to donate and be a part of changing people's lives. Provide clean, sustainable water, the essence and element of life. You can do that. Dear viewers, please donate now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to the live show right here on Ahlulbayt TV for the Hope Appeal and Al-Kisar Foundation, where we are continuing to hustle for humanity. You saw in that short couple of videos, firstly, the video was about a mosque, a Husayniyah, which was just dilapidated. It's still in development. Nobody goes there. It was right on the side of the mountain. Honestly, the heat was unreal. We struggled to do wudu. And then when we went into the Husayniyah, there was literally no carpets on the floor. It was untidy. The walls were collapsing. The roof wasn't even properly fixed. And believe you me, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe this was the only mosque that they had access to. These young children, these adults that were in that particular area, this was where they hold the majalis. This is where they hold their prayers, their salah. This is all they had. It was so heartbreaking.
And isn't it amazing that you find followers of Ahlulbayt in such isolated areas that we don't even know these places existed.
Literally
and
on the
yet they
side
are
of a
there.
mountain. On the side of a mountain, really remote. I'm talking at least 3-4 hours, maybe even further away from Dar es Salaam. Lovers of the Ahlulbayt alayhim salam, all they want to do is have access like we do, right? They want to pray, they want to worship, they want to learn about the Ahlulbayt alayhim salam, and they're literally doing it in a room that is so dilapidated, ARJ, the walls are collapsing, there's holes in the roof, there's nowhere to do wudu. It's just unreal.
And you mentioned the water well had dried up. So tell the viewers more about that.
Okay, so we went to go, again, this was in Zanzibar, so we went to go and see a project that we've managed to help out, and alhamdulillah, because of our viewers, we've managed to help. There's government water that is shipped into that local area. Now, the water in the well, which they hold the water, had become contaminated. Honestly, viewers, ARJ, there were livestock in there, were live things crawling around in this water. It was undrinkable. They couldn't do it. So what they did is they had a tap, and the young people of that village were literally carrying containers to the widows' houses every single day, 3-4 times a day, to make sure that they had clean water. And it's a big area, so all these young kids were doing this continuously. There was a mosque in the center of this. This mosque was attended by everybody. Now, because of the help and support of our viewers, and we need continuous help, we were working on the pumps to try to get a new water well put there, alhamdulillah. And we need more help. We need more help.
Well, there we are. Let's remind the viewers of how you can help, how you can make a difference during this wonderful, wonderful, spiritually elevating month, where we're really goes so much further during every action that we do. Even our sleep during this month is worth so much more and is a form of worship. So let's remind our viewers as to how they can call in, and the number, of course, is
07506 842
842, and you can visit as well thehopeappeal.com.
That's it.
You could directly donate via phone as well. Our call handling team is ready and waiting. 0208 050 0014. Let's talk a little bit about microfinance schemes. So microfinance schemes is something. So I think many charities tend to only focus on microfinance schemes, and I think this is something maybe a little bit controversial. If you disagree with me, you call in. They tend to say, we don't give handouts.
Yeah,
we don't give handouts. We don't give handouts. All we do is we we offer microfinance schemes.
Yes,
And
yes.
I've always disagreed with this because I think there's a place for both.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
people
I think
sometimes,
the two
they
worlds
need a
can-
handout.
they can.
They need a handout, right? If
Definitely.
someone is starving and has no food and has no water to give their children, which is a very reality, it's no good saying, well, here's a sewing machine and you can feed them in 6 months' time. It ain't gonna happen,
Yeah.
right? It's just not the way it works. But microfinance schemes are nonetheless very important. Why are they important?
Well, because it's the longevity, right? You can give a man a fish today, which is giving them the handout, but you can teach the man to fish, and that's the microfinance scheme, which means they continuously eat. And then what happens when you've taught them to fish, they're teaching others as well. We've had so many examples where we've put microfinance schemes in place with widows. There was a package on the screen for £500, and these businesses have grown exponentially. Shall I give you an example?
Give an example.
So we came across in the holy city of Karbala, we came across a family, and this young boy, he was probably like 14, 15 years old. He had a dream, an aspiration. There's a lot of chai in Iraq, right?
Yes.
There was no coffee. So he had this aspiration that he wanted to create a trolley. He wanted to give coffee, like portable,
Yes.
Costa or Nero or whatever, right? So he wanted to do this. And this dream was, doable. So we believed in him. We believed in what he did. We spoke to the family. We understood what it was. And because a kind viewer donated that £500 towards that particular scheme, we invested in him. Now, a year on, we went to go visit him again. And subhanallah, we see the coffee cart. We see him pushing it around. Not only we see him pushing it around, he says that alhamdulillah, because he's been able to generate income, he's been able to employ somebody else, and he's been able to make another cart as well. So this is now pushing, this
So
is now
microfinance, that £500
£500
enabled them to build a business. That business is now going towards scale. And again, that was down to the generosity of our dear viewers. So again, we can really change lives and change generations to come. That donation that you will make will not only make a difference for the short term, but for the long term.
That's right.
And then that child will get married and he'll have children. And you've truly changed the destiny of an entire generation through your contributions. 020805000014. That's a number on the screen that you can see where you can call in to make a donation or call into the studio. It'd be lovely to talk to our dear viewers. 07506 842 842. And of course, the website.
That's right, www.thehopeappeal.com. You can go straight onto that website. You can scan the QR code above my wonderful brother's head there. That will take you straight to their website, inshallah. You can then do your research. You can look at the Hope Appeal. You can look at all the projects that we're doing. You can also do your due diligence with Al-Qissar, because there's links on there that will take you to their website as well. You can see the phenomenal work that they are doing around the world as well. That's our grand partner for this year's campaign, inshallah. You can donate in pounds, euros. You can donate in dollars. You can donate in Canadian dollars as well. Whatever it is, if it's that dollar, if that $1, $10, $100,000, you can still donate. You will get your tax receipts. Everything will come through to you, inshallah. But you just firstly have to visit the website, www.thehopeappeal.com, inshallah.
And it's interesting, I'm sure you got many, I got many messages during Shahr Ramadan. As soon as Shahr Ramadan begins, people say, Ramadan Mubarak, and they say, may you have a blessed month. And the reason people wish you that is because it's a month of bounty. It's a month where the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encompasses us, where everything that we do, even our breathing, is worship. Now imagine if you were to change a life or feed 30 orphans during this particular month, or one orphan, for example, for 30 days, or you could do 30 orphans for 30 days, whatever you believe that you can afford. We would encourage you to do so during this very, very, it's a blessing. It's a great month to give in.
It's a feast of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's an invitation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bounty in this feast. The feast of barakah, inshallah. Blessings, forgiveness, du'as, everything that you want to be answered. The best way to seal that dua is through charity, through giving towards people. Now, if you're giving blindly towards people and you will never get to meet the people that you are donating towards, believe you me, when they raise their hands in the sky, because they have had a meal, because they have clothing on their back, because they have education, because they have fresh water, because of you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hear that dua 100 times more than they will just hear our duas, and we have a bounty on our plate.
Let's talk about the food basket. So
yes, please.
We've got a food basket.
We do.
Tell us more about
£60.
the food basket.
So £60 for a food basket, dear viewers. That food basket is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, because what happens wherever you are donating that towards, be it Pakistan, be it Yemen, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Africa, wherever it is, that food package is tailored towards their particular environment. It could be that they'll get in bags of rice, they're getting wheat, they're getting flour, they're getting oil. What that basically means, my dear viewers, dear ARJ, what it basically means is that could sustain them for a month. They could be cooking for themselves for a month, making simple things like bread, rice, things again we just, we have left over on our table, and maybe we'll turn on those.
So an entire family of 5, approximately
Easily.
a family of 5 would be fed by that £60 food basket. They'll get staple food that will enable them to sustain that family for, £60.
Yes.
£60.
What does that work out to be? Literally a couple of pounds a day.
£2 a day.
That's nothing.
If not slightly less, yeah. And I think, again, many of us know within our circle of friends, even if we can't afford it ourselves, many of us have people within our circles that we can reach out to and say, look, I'm going to give 30, you give 32.
That's it.
Well, whatever I give, I would like you to match. WhatsApp your family, WhatsApp your friends. I have a particular friend that does this to me every Shahr Ramadan that says, I'm giving X amount, will you match it?
There you go.
I'm doing this, will you match it?
God bless you.
And this is, it creates a spiral effect.
That's it.
Which I'm sure that our dear viewers can do. So do call in and share your thoughts. If you've been inspired by what you're hearing, then pick up the phone on the number, which is
07506 842 842, or you can call the call handlers on that number at the top of your screen, 020 805,000 for our call handlers are there waiting to take your call and to help you through your donation process, inshallah. Pick up your phones right now, even send those messages on WhatsApp. Do you want to be a part of breaking the fast of a family this Shahr Ramadan? Do you want to be a part of blessing a household that they can cook their own food this Ramadan? What you can do with these wonderful packages of this food basket, which is only £60, only £60.
There are people that are living, you can see the footage behind us at the moment over here. You will see the reality of how people are living today.
Yes.
If you look around your house, look around your lounge, just to, engage in this exercise with me. Just look around the environment that you're in today, and then compare and contrast that to the environment that you're seeing on the screens. This is not a movie.
No.
This is absolute
we have
reality.
Caller,
we have a caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you, my dear sister? Thank you so much for taking the time to call in.
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem to you. Also, what's inspired you to pick up the phone this evening?
I was just watching you both, and I think it's so good that you're giving up your evening to, instead of being with your families, you're dedicating your time to this worthy cause.
Asant. Thank you so much. There's something beautiful about giving back in the best possible way and encouraging others to give back in the best possible way. Is there something that you've seen on the screen or something that we've talked about that has hit a nerve with yourself that you would like to particularly donate towards or talk about?
It's just in general the way the world is going right now. Everyone is in poverty. There's crises everywhere. And no matter how much we give, it's still not enough. So we should just keep giving as much as we can.
Asant.
Absolutely, and I think it's so true, isn't it? Thank you very much for your call. And I think it's so important what you said, that people, although we may be away from our families, can you imagine the scenario whereby you're sitting at the dinner table and you want to feed your children, but you're not actually sure.
Yeah.
You're not sure whether or not you'll be able to go and actually have iftar on the table this evening.
Yeah.
And I think that's something which is, will I be able to feed my children, or will I not be able to feed my children? Will I be able to give my children clean water, or will I not be able to give my children clean water?
Exactly.
And I think, when we go, and as parents, if there are parents watching, many of you, I know that in my case, people say, my son, he loves dessert. My daughter loves fruit.
Yes.
So you go to the supermarket and without thinking, Haj Anil,
Yeah.
you just go and pick up the desserts. You just pick up the desserts and you pick up the fruit and you pick up all these things and you say, you know what? I have the freedom and I have the ability to do that so freely. We just go. We don't think twice. But my dear brothers and sisters, when we are thinking about desserts and we are thinking about fruit and we are thinking about that bottled water, there are parents who are wondering whether during Shahr Ramadan they will be able to even forget feeding themselves, feeding their children. It is a predicament. Do we eat today or do we eat tomorrow? How much do we eat? Should we eat a little today so that we have more to conserve tomorrow? You have our dear sisters there, as you can see behind the screen, taking that water while fasting in Shahr Ramadan. Because it's not just a challenge of food. It's not about putting food on the table. It's about having that water to prepare the food. So the first challenge is to get that water. But you know what? With your help, with your support, with your dedication, with your commitment, between yourselves and your family and your friends, we can change lives. We have begun changing lives, as you will see behind me, but we can continue doing so with your support. And here's how we can do that.
You need to donate. You go to the website. First and foremost, I just want to thank that caller that called in. Unfortunately, we lost the caller there, but thank you so much for calling in and inspiring us and inspiring others. How you donate, scan that QR code, takes you straight to the Hope Appeal website. You can then choose a package. Within 2 clicks, you can make your donation. Don't forget, tick that gift aid button if you're a UK taxpayer, because that 25% does not go to the government, it comes back to the charity, and you don't even have to do anything about it. It's vitally important. You can call the call handler. The call handlers are there tonight to take your donations, inshallah, and throughout every single day. 0208 05000 14. You can see it at the top of your screen. But more importantly, we want to hear more calls, more people. Why are we inspiring you? How are you receiving today's show?
£30 donation for an iftar meal. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. £30. There we are. You know, let that message resonate. That orphan who will be fed for 30 days will no longer be thinking, thanks to you, will no longer be thinking, and their parents will no longer be thinking, what do I feed my child? You know, my son was fasting today.
God bless him.
And the reality is that, you know, again, I was thinking about him the whole day. I was thinking, you know, how is he doing?
Yeah.
You know, was he at school? Is he okay? He's at school. He's in, you know, and how is he doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's on your mind, right?
It's on your mind, right? Is he going to be okay? Is he going to be thirsty? But I knew that at the end of the day, when he goes home, there will be food.
Yes.
And that food will be on the table and will be ready for him.
Yes.
But what you just did, that dear donor who just gave £30, is, you know what? There are parents out there that wonder that my child is fasting.
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to put food on the table? Am I going to be able to feed my child? It's a very genuine predicament that many people face. But by that £30 donation, you know, it's very difficult. I always say it's very difficult to change the world, Haj Anil.
It is,
but we can.
You can.
We can make a difference, one life at a time.
Exactly. We have
One
that
life at a
power
time.
within ourselves to do that. If you are donating that £30 package, I'd like you to then possibly think, okay, I've got this £30, that will feed 30 meals. Maybe what we can do is then send a message to a friend, to a family member, and say, okay, I'm donating £30, you match it. If you match it, then what we're doing is we're feeding a family and we're giving a food basket for £60. You're taking your donation to the next level, believe you me. And then if you go and then donate it online, you tick that gift aid button, that's an extra 25% as well. That's more food on the table, that's more mouths being fed. Throughout the whole of the blessed month of Ramadan, you're breaking the fast for a whole family. But you can do that by just starting that initiative, by speaking to your family members, by speaking to people on your WhatsApp groups, your best friends, your people that are around you, maybe you see every single day. Think about what you can do. Maybe you've got that few pounds. You can change that few pounds into a few more pounds by literally speaking to others and getting somebody to match that donation. 07506 842 842. Let's see if we can get a few more callers, inshallah.
Absolutely, please do call in. But before we do that, let's see some more work of the Hope Appeal in Zanzibar.
As you can see, we're standing in this remote village that have access to government water. The storage area where the government once a week comes and fills up has become contaminated and dirty, and the supply is not enough for the demands of this village. Students from the mosque just here, just around the corner, are providing water by carrying buckets and containers each and every day to these households, like towards this mother that is behind me. She has a newborn child and is in need of water currently. We are building a water well to replace that system. The water well will provide pipes directly to people's homes, so this process can be eliminated. Dear viewers, you can be a part of a change like this to provide clean, fresh water to this village's home right now. I urge you to donate and be a part of changing people's lives. Provide clean, sustainable water, the essence and element of life. You can do that. Dear viewers, please donate now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You have just seen, dear viewers, the work that was being done in Zanzibar to help to re-establish a water supply that was really in this remote part of Zanzibar. The government were sending water there. It's gone into a contaminated state. The tank that's holding the water now from the government, it's undrinkable. There was a water well on site, which I was surprised when we went there, but it's dried out because people are just doing very shallow, unfortunately, not sustainable wells. Now, with your help and your support, we've been able to do some work there to try to drill deep down and install some pumps. And inshallah, with your help, we'll be able to turn that into a very sustainable, deep water well to help that community. What shocked me about this particular area is that they have a small tap with clean water that's coming out. It's a very small tap. And they were able to fill buckets up, like these oil containers, and they were literally delivering the water to the widows continuously around the clock throughout the day in this local community. We have the power to stop that from happening. We have the power to supply clean drinking water to this village and many villages around the world. And how do we do it, ARJ? We
do it by visiting thehopeappeal.com, or you can call in to the studio 07506 842 842 and donate live on air and inspire. The reason I like people to call into the studio is because when you make that donation, you encourage many others to do the same. Alternatively, you can do it via the phone 0208 050 0014. The number, of course, is on screen, or you can scan the QR code that's been very strategically been placed above me so that you can scan the QR code and make your donation online. And it's amazing. I mean, you can see behind us the imagery of what people have to endure in order simply to get water. And this is a daily affair, a very real, this is not a movie.
No.
This is nothing from Hollywood. This is nothing from Bollywood. This is the reality of what people face. And during this month of Shahr Ramadan, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy is profound, is indescribable, I would encourage you to try and contribute towards a water well, since that is what is on screen at the moment. So we may as well talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
£1,500.
£1,500.
And you can
that is a
support an entire community.
That's an image of a well actually being dug. And that, another £30, not it!
Ya Ali, mashallah, thank you very much.
Asant. I just wanted to describe what you can see on your screen there, dear viewers. That is a water well being dug right now. You can see it live there. And this is a two-man operation. You can see how difficult it is. Sometimes when people donate, they expect the water well to be dug. There's no machinery. You're looking on the side of a mountain, 50-degree heat. And these brothers were there digging away manually every single spade that goes in there. They're literally taking the mud out, and then these concrete rims, they get put on top. You can see me there struggling to try to help out, and alhamdulillah, I managed to help out for a little bit. It was very tiring work, extremely tiring work. I mean, I sunburnt my head, ARJ. It was really hot out there. But this is what happens. This is the reality of what happens and how these water wells are established.
Let's be a little bit unconventional. I know there's no rules there. Thank you. I asked our back office team to, and I just dropped my earpiece, but I asked our back office team to get us some water. And look, this is a reality. I don't know if you know, we can probably see this on screen, but this is the kind of water
that's not coffee, right?
It's not coffee. No. This is the kind of water that many people have to sort of filter out and then figure out how they boil it. They boil it and then they give it to their children. And that is all that's available. So there we are. This is all that's available. But with your help, my dear brothers and sisters, we can transform this to something else, which I'm going to try and reach out to.
Literally, we have the power.
There we go. We have the power to make that transformation, and we can do it with your help. So do call in. And how do people call in?
People call in. They could call live into the studio.
People are worried I'm going to drop this. People that know me think that I'm going to drop this.
He's a bit precarious.
On the white t-shirt and the beige trousers.
Oh dear,
it will not be dropped. It will not be dropped. Have faith.
You can see in the background there, that is a water well that has been contributed, from the Hope Appeal, to one of our, dedicated to one of the mahum of the person that donated this well, clean, sustainable drinking water, literally transferring that dirty water into clean water. If you want to be a part of changing people's lives, you can do it in many, many ways. You can go to our website, thehopeappeal.com. You can scan the QR code just above ARJ's head. Call in on 020-5000-14. You can call the call handlers or call us live into the studio. We want to hear some voices.
We do.
What's the number,
and the number to call into the studio is 07506 842 842. This is a reality. You know, this water that I just got, I'm a bit scared to stretch over and get it out.
You can grab it. Well done.
This is a reality.
And we could turn that water into the water that's being shown on your screen right there. Look at the builders. Look at us there making the dua, reciting the Fatiha for the people that have turned that dirty water into clean water. We have that ability to make that change. And how do we do it? Okay, £1,500 It is a lot of money. I'm not going to lie, it's a lot of money. Even considering taking that from my bank account, it's
£1,500, but it doesn't have to be. It can be spread amongst your family, amongst your friends.
That's it.
During this Shahr Ramadan, pledge £1,500 so that we can actually make a difference to an entire community for the foreseeable future. And they will benefit from this for years, for decades to come. For decades to come. 07506 842. Call into the studio. Share your views with us. You know, it's always inspiring to hear from our donors. But of course, thehopeappeal.com is online. You can also donate via the QR code. So many different ways to donate. You can do bank transfer. It's all on your screens online.
Now, people may be wondering what they can see on their screens right now, my dear ARJ.
I was wondering
And this is us helping to contribute and to deliver Qurans and publications of the Ahlulbayt alayhim salam to a mosque and a madrasa for education. Because again, in these rural communities, they are lovers of the Ahlulbayt alayhim salam. They are Muslims and they don't have the resources that we are capable of having. Now, through our partners, Al-Qisar Foundation and Al-Qisar Publications, they have distributed and are distributing Qurans around the globe. They're also distributing literature around the globe. But on top of that, they are helping to build schools. Now, our viewers have an opportunity to help to build a school, to help to contribute towards a school for £1,000. You could see that package right below ARJ there, £1,000 to help build a school or to extend, maybe to put an additional classroom on there as well.
Absolutely. And we have a dear caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Thank you for calling your sister. And what's your name?
I'm sorry, I can afford only £1. I'm giving £3. My mom £1. I'm giving £1 on behalf of my family who passed away and my daughter's.
MashaAllah, sister. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Sister, that is absolutely phenomenal. Truly inspiring. And you know, you do not need to begin the call by saying, I'm sorry, I can only give £3, because that £3 will go a very, very long way towards the causes that we are aspiring towards making a difference to.
Jazakallah.
Phenomenal. What inspired you? Tell us, what inspired you to call in?
All the £1, when you add it up, it will make a big amount of money at the end of the day. And if the intention counts, I want to give more, but I can't afford the little one. My intention counts. It's not like the £1.
No, it does. Your intention, and of course, it's not only your intention, sister. The pound also makes a difference. Do not underestimate the importance of that contribution. Especially, remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ensure that money goes as further as it needs to go to make a difference, to change lives, to transform lives. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your marhumin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your children for calling in and really, truly inspiring us this evening. Any closing thoughts to the viewers who are watching at the moment? Thank you, sister. Let's recite salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Those are the calls that I love.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
the fact that she came on and was apologetic. You don't need to be apologetic about the amount that you are giving. You need to apologize if you're not giving. If you hear the message and you're not doing anything about it. That sister, she heard the message. She wanted to do something about it. She reached out. She got a few.
And let's get several people to call in. Call in and give whatever you can. Call in and give 50 pence, £1, £2, £5. Call in because it inspires others.
That's right.
To do the same. And that money does go a very, very long way. And we have another caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, caller. Can you hear us?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the live show. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, doing very well. I'm just calling to say you guys are doing a fantastic job. And watching the show really inspired me to donate. So rather than spending £30 on a takeaway, I'd much rather donate to feed a family during this holy month of Ramadan.
MashaAllah.
Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And that's an interesting point you raised there, brother. You know, 30 quid on a takeaway. We do it so easily, right? I mean, you know, and it just disappears in, well, you sound like a fairly, you know, someone that disappears in, you know, 10 minutes maybe, and it's gone. But here, £30 and you'll feed one orphan for 30 days. How does that make you feel?
Alhamdulillah. I feel blessed to be in such a position where I can help a family out.
Alhamdulillah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Well, brother, thank you so much. May Allah bless you. And, you know, presumably you've got friends? Family? Family and friends? Cool.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. There you go. Of course. So now that you said of course, what I want you to do is message your family and your friends and say, look, I've just donated £30 to the Hope Appeal, and I want you to match my donation. And I would like you to send that to just 10 members of your family and your friends. Say, I've just donated £30. I want you to do the same. Put the link of the Hope Appeal website and send it. Would you be able to do this after this call?
I will let them know.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, brother. May Allah bless you. Let's recite salawat for the brother. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad
wa ali Muhammad. You see what happened there, dear?
And another £10 just came in.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We were talking about the ripple effect.
There you go. The ripple effect is happening. The ripple effect is happening. People are calling in. People are giving. And you know, and look, sister, straight after
that
you
£3
donation that came in, that you apologized for wrongly, by the way. That £3 donation led to a ripple effect of many other people feeling inspired and calling in. We then got £30. We then got £10. And there's more money coming in as well. I'm being told by our call handling team. So thank you to that sister that called in and inspired others to do the same.
Let's pick up the phone. Everybody pick up the phone right now. Just if you're given a small amount, a large amount, whatever, you could be part of this ripple effect of changing people's lives. 07506 842
842.
That's it, exactly. Alhamdulillah. We have another video we're going to go to right now.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Let's go to this one video. We'll show you the great work that the Hope Appeal are doing with their partners, Al-Kisar, around the world, inshallah. Sit back and watch this video, and we'll be back very shortly. Assalamu alaikum.
The story is horrific. Believe you me, been in floods of tears. This family fled Mosul, the north of Iraq, which was taken over by ISIS and Daesh. On their way from fleeing, coming down south and find safety, the two husbands were in the car. The husbands of these two widows were in the car. They got stopped by ISIS at a checkpoint. The husbands got told to get out of the car. They were slaughtered like sheep, left to die on the side of the road. These orphans, these widows witnessed this. The trauma, the pain in their eyes is unbelievable. The younger one was 9 months old, pregnant. They carry this pain, they carry this torment, they carry this tyranny, this terror. This hotel room that's been converted into their living quarter, there's 8 people living in 2 rooms. Believe you me, some of our living rooms are bigger than this. They don't have anywhere to cook. They don't have anywhere to wash properly. They've been living in this property for 8 years. That's all they keep saying, alhamdulillah, for what we have. But we don't even say alhamdulillah for what we have. The soft beds we sleep in, the kitchens, cupboards full of clothes. Dear viewers, dear people, dear lovers of Ali, please find it within your hearts. Help the Hope Appeal to build properties, to house widows, to give orphans a future, provide them with education. Go deep within your hearts now. Go deep, deep within your hearts. Believe you me, this is just one story out of thousands and thousands of stories that are out there. I cannot even hold back the tears. Please go to the Hope Appeal website and do what you can. Let's make a difference.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to the live show for the Hope Appeal right here on Ahlulbayt TV in partnership with Al Kisar Foundation, where we are hustling for humanity and making a difference to people's lives. You just saw in that video, this is a really harrowing story. Wallahi, this is really harrowing. We managed to partner up with a wonderful charity out there in the blessed lands of Karbala who have managed to purchase a hotel, a dilapidated hotel. And within that hotel, they are housing widows and orphans. And we got the opportunity to meet one of the families, and you saw them on your screen there. This is an unbelievable story that I want to narrate to you myself. So we were sitting around and asking what happened and how did they get into this situation. There was a mother and there was an elder daughter who were both married, and they all had children. There were about 8 children in this one room. When I say it's a hotel room, it's very small. There was no cooking facilities. There was a small bathroom. They were cooking on the floor, but they were happy that they had somewhere away from the danger. They lived in the north of Iraq, where there were trouble. There was a lot of trouble during the ISIS times. Now, they wanted to flee and escape. They got all in one car. They left this particular area. And as they left, alhamdulillah, they got out of the region and they were stopped on the road by ISIS, right? With their husbands, right? The elder daughter and the wife, okay? The wife of the elder husband. Now, the men folk were told to get out the car. Bearing in mind, the whole family's in this car witnessing what's going on. They were screaming, yelling. God knows what was going on. ISIS had no mercy at that point. They took knives and they cut their throats and slaughtered them like sheep on the side of the road, looked at the children, looked at the widow and told them, Yalla, haraka, get out of here, drive. And these women had to drive the car, and they drove and fled. Where did they go? They go to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam and find themselves homeless, traumatized. These children crying, these widows that cannot even comprehend what's going on. Now, alhamdulillah, the charity we partnered up with on the ground managed to house them, but they're still holding on to this pain. They're still holding on to this trauma and this suffering. It was an unbelievable story. One of the worst things was actually hearing that story, coming out of the hotel, after speaking to them, and our Zawar from the west pulled up in a coach, air conditioned, with food. And what happened? I heard people coming off the coach. Oh, I didn't get any water. I didn't get any of the tabarak. I didn't get this. My air conditioning wasn't working. Can you imagine hearing a story like that coming out of one of these homes or rooms, and then you go and hear Al-Zawar
absolutely,
about
absolutely.
that.
And I think this is something that is so, it's interesting to note that our people go and they flee to Karbala because they know that there they will seek sanctuary. There they will get the support from Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And that is why Karbala has such a high proportion of orphans as well, because there is nowhere else to go.
There's nowhere else.
They say, you know what, I will head there and I'll leave my destiny in his hands. And my dear brothers and sisters, we therefore have a duty, our dear viewers, we have a duty to make a difference, and we can make a difference. The beauty is, our Hope Appeal is on the ground.
Yes.
We can make a difference. You can see the family that we supported. I don't know if we can get that VT back up now that Haji Neil gave the context behind it. It would be nice to look at that video again.
Yes.
So we'll just ask the team if we can get the previous video back up so that our donors can see for themselves. Can you just imagine going on that journey and losing a loved one and then being left with nothing?
Yeah.
You have nothing. But they do. they do have something, and that is, of course, they have the blessings of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, and they have our dear viewers, they have you, and they have and they have Haji Neil, who will hustle on their behalf, hustle for humanity, as Haji Neil says. We can really make a difference with your support, and therefore 0208050014. Our call handlers are ready and they're waiting.
That's right.
Call into the studio. If you have been touched or inspired by what you have seen today during the videos or by what we've said, then please do call us and share that inspiration, because others will also be motivated by it. 07506 842 842.
That is the number to be calling tonight, inshallah, to get you live into the studio and to give us a shout and let us know what's inspiring you tonight on these first nights of Shahr Ramadan. The blessings, the barakah, the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's banquet is in front of us, and giving charity on a night like this is so highly recommended, so highly important, because you are helping humanity, you are helping society. Before the break, we were talking about education, because Mandela says beautifully that education is the key to stopping the cycle of poverty.
Correct.
Now, Al-Kisar are doing phenomenal work in Tanzania, in Pakistan, in India, and we could not resist partnering up with them, inshallah ta'ala. We wanted to really look at that education system and see how we could support this brilliant foundation, because you're cutting poverty at the head, the cycle. You educate a young person, put them through a school education system, and they come out with doctorates.
And you've changed their life. You've changed their life forever.
But they also come out, ARJ, with being lovers of the Ahlulbayt alayhim salam, because they are taught the beautiful religion. They are taught Shiism, and that's another bonus towards everything, inshallah ta'ala. Not just the education, but the love of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam.
And thank you again, to our dear viewers. You guys are amazing. You're watching us today.
They're phenomenal.
You've got better things to do, but you're sitting here. You're showing your support by watching this. And if you're watching this show right now, there are no accidents. Okay? You have been blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have the opportunity to either be inspired by this show, to donate yourself, or to encourage others to donate. And nothing is too small. Even a pound will make a huge difference. Even a pound, as Imam Ali says, do not be afraid of giving little, for the person that you are giving to has less.
Exactly.
So pick up that phone, visit that website, scan that QR code, send that text, make a difference. And of course, many of our dear viewers did that last year. You helped us when it came to water wells. You alleviated the challenges of many communities. Look at these individuals. They're standing by a well, and they are reciting dua, and they are thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only for the water well, but they're thanking and they're praying for the donors that contributed towards that water well. And here is more about some of the water projects that the Hope Appeal is doing.
What you can see on the right hand side here is a dirty, polluted river full of waste, plastic, non-disposables. Their source of cleanliness, their source of hygiene. Look at what we can see right here. The smell is repulsive. You can smell the bacteria in this water. This is where your contributions towards digging clean water wells will make a difference and make an impact. Just take a look. You can see behind me the amount of plastic bottles that are in this river. Just look for yourself. Let these views and these images penetrate your heart. Pick up the phone, make a call, go onto the website, thehopeappeal.com. Make a difference today. Change people's lives.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. You can see some of the water projects in the holy lands of Karbala that we are working on, trying to eradicate that dirty, contaminated water that is being provided. Abu Abdullah is the dirty drinking water again. Look, that's an image for you to think about and consider.
Would you give that to your children? No. Would you drink that yourself? Would you give that to your children? And by the way, this is how
elderly parents.
This is how it starts off, by the way. And then what they do, obviously these individuals, they have no choice.
No.
So the best they can do to try and purify this water is to try and boil it. And then whatever happens, they leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this is where we end up. This is a very real scenario.
It is.
And I say this again, this is not a Hollywood film. This is not a Bollywood film. This is not a Netflix show or anything else. This is reality.
It is reality.
That parents have to boil this water and then they have to give it to their children. Imagine how you feel when your child says, I'm thirsty, mum, or I'm thirsty, dad. And you'll immediately go and give them water. But imagine then having to give them something that you know may well lead to cholera or all kinds of other diseases. However, with your help, my dear brothers and sisters, we can transform water like this.
Let's show you what it can
into
transform
water
into, inshallah.
like this. Here we
Look at
are.
that.
We can transform water to fresh drinking water with your help and support. And how can they do that? How can they do that?
Well, you can do that by donating towards the water well projects. Maybe you can afford that £1,500. Maybe you can be a part of contributing towards that £1,500. You can be a part of changing people's lives by giving fresh drinking sustainable water for years to come. You can call us live in the studio via WhatsApp. You can send a message on that number as well, 07506842842. You can call us via WhatsApp. You can send a message. You can tell us your Mahumeen's name. We will recite a Fatiha live on air. Just message us on that number. Also, we are here to help and here to serve humanity in whatever way possible. If you don't want to call in, I don't know why you wouldn't want to call in or send that message. It's very, very simple, 07506842842. You can scan that QR code above my wonderful brother's head, which will take you straight to the Hope Appeals website with links there straight to Al-Qisar's website. If you want to donate in Canadian dollars or US dollars, you can do that. You can see the incredible work that they're doing and understand why we have partnered up with Al-Qisar Foundation. It's incredible. Or you can call the call handlers as well. They are there. Let's work them as hard as we are working tonight for humanity on 0208 05000 1440.
And our call handlers are quite busy, by the way, at the moment. You guys are calling them in, so that's always good to hear.
Yes.
Please, keep that going. We were talking about £40 a month. £40 a month, orphan sponsorship.
Yes.
So you give £40 a month and it helps an orphan's education, clothing and healthcare. These are the three key areas that £40 goes towards.
Yeah.
Education, healthcare and clothing.
Yeah.
And again, just a reminder, when it comes to healthcare, so important, right? My son had a bit of a sore throat. We thought he might have tonsillitis.
Tonsillitis,
right?
yeah. Okay.
And it was easy.
Yeah.
We just pick up the phone. You call the GP. You book an appointment. Fortunate enough to get a same day appointment. Take my son to the GP. Antibiotics. Pick up the antibiotics from the pharmacy. In a matter of hours, it's done.
Yeah.
And you know what? I felt upset. I felt, the poor guy, he's in pain. And as a father, to see a child in pain, it's very difficult. But you know what? I had the resources in this country to be able to alleviate that pain. But my dear brothers and sisters, my dear viewers, there are parents that have to, they just have to see their children.
That's it.
And they just have to observe the suffering because they can't afford the medicine. They can't afford the healthcare. They can't afford to take them to the doctors. And you can help make a difference. Salaam alaikum, caller.
Alaikum salam. Salaam alaikum, dear caller.
Salaam alaikum.
How are you, my dear brother? Thank you so much for calling in.
Alhamdulillah, I'm okay.
MashaAllah. What's inspired you, my dear brother, to pick up the phone tonight and to make that call?
So, as you guys just said, right now there's a lot of countries in destitute and they're suffering and they don't have the luxury, to open the tap and get clean, fresh water. But we have the luxury to drink clean, fresh water, eat whenever we want to. We just go to the fridge, pick up food, but they don't have food. They're in poverty. They're right now in need. And, we can help them by just, picking up the phone, calling in and donating however much we can.
SubhanAllah. Thank you so much. It's inspirational to know that we have inspired you this evening with the packages, with the talks, with the videos. Alhamdulillah, my dear brother. Would you be making a donation tonight yourself?
How much are you going to donate? Give us a number.
Inshallah, I want to donate £60.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. £60 will feed an entire family for the whole of Shahr Ramadan. That family will no longer have to ask themselves a question every single day. Will I be able to feed my children? Will I be able to feed myself? Will I be able to do iftar? Will I perhaps have to divide today's iftar in 2 or 3 to keep me going for a few days? You have managed by yourself, my dear brother, to alleviate that concern for one family, which I think is amazing.
SubhanAllah. Brother, if you're on any WhatsApp groups, if you have friends and family, I encourage you, inshallah, to maybe send messages and see if somebody will match that.
Definitely. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your great job and your efforts.
God bless you. Thank you so much. You speak so eloquently. If you ever want to join us in the studio and hustle for humanity, we're always looking for new volunteers and new faces, inshallah, to help to inspire people just as you have tonight, my dear brother.
Thank you very much for your call.
Allahumma
salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. £60 donation there. One family has less stress for the whole of Shahr Ramadan, where they will not need to worry about the food that they will give. And it's so
simple, right?
Simple, but it's also, you know, with sometimes we underestimate the ease with which we feed our children and the ease with which we feed our families.
SubhanAllah. It is very simple for us. We go to the supermarkets and we're always taking out our reward points, right? We're looking for our reward cards, our bonus cards. This is the month of Ramadan. You've got the reward card of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're tapping that card, when you're donating, as that brother did, that £60 towards food, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is multiplying that reward. That is your reward in Ramadan. Those points will add up, inshallah. And on the day of Qiyamah, when you're there, inshallah, in front of him, he will say, you gave mercy to this family. You gave mercy towards people who can drink fresh drinking water because of that small donation, that contribution that you have made. 07506 842 842 is a number to call in. You can call in via WhatsApp. You can message on WhatsApp. Message us the name of your mahumeen. Message us the name of your loved ones, inshallah. We will recite a Fatiha live on air for you, inshallah. 07506 842 842. You can call us internationally on that number, wherever they're watching in the world, inshallah. So let's continue to keep pushing, shall we?
Let's continue, and let's now we have another video that will showcase some of the work that the Hope Appeal does in Iraq. So here it is.
This young man went off to the army to protect us, to protect the holy shrine so we can do our ziyarah safely. The family was struggling financially, so he returned. His paperwork and his salary didn't go through correctly. He's not mobile, he cannot work. His sister, the daughter of this mother, disabled also. After an injection in the hospital was given incorrectly, now she's paralyzed. She's now left looking after the elder son and the daughter also. With children around them, there's no one to look after them. There's no one to support them. You're looking around this property, there's an 11-year-old child that's basically the only one that's mobile and helping to support this widow. So much pain, so much suffering around the world. Every household that we go to, there's a story, there's a problem. Please give from your heart. Help to support families just like this. Let's try to support and uplift society. Go to the Hope Appeal website, www.thehopeappeal.com, and help to change and support people in their livelihoods.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back. You see the work that is being done in the blessed lands of Iraq. You see the work that is being done to help this disabled family that literally has nothing, no hope of any medication. They can't even afford the medication that is being prescribed to them that they need just to survive, just to literally not to cure them, but to ease the pain. And through your donations, through healthcare, through well-being, by sponsoring families, by sponsoring orphans, you can help to support these people to get through those hard times, to get through those times where they need that additional extra push. Please do continuously give, inshallah. £40 a month, literally towards sponsoring an orphan, will help to alleviate some of these stresses and those pains. £40 a month, when you work it out, works out to be about £133 a day.
Correct. 133 a day or thereabouts. And you're contributing to healthcare, you're contributing to education, you're contributing to clothing. And even if you can't do it yourself, 40 people. 40 people and say, you know what? Let's all pledge £1 a month and let's sponsor an orphan together.
We are on so many of those
£2,
groups, right?
whatever it is. But
so many of those WhatsApp groups we're on.
It is, all these WhatsApp groups that we're on. And you'll be amazed, by the way, that when you do reach out, you know, the other day I bought something online and there was, at the end of when I purchased it, it said that there was a referral program. So it was like, you know, donate, give £10 off to the person that you're going to recommend this to and get £10 off yourself.
Wow.
Right? And it was, you know, and that just goes to show the impact of referrals, the impact of telling your friends, telling your family and encouraging them to do something. That I've given £110 today to where most needed, for example, and I'd encourage you to do the same. And this is how you do it. Visit thehopeappeal.com. You can scan the QR code up there. You can call the number 0208 050 0014. Keep our call handlers busy. 07506 842 842 is the number. Call into the studio and inspire us and inspire others as to why they should donate. And again, you
#842. We have a message that's come through. Salam.
They'll benefit from your dedication to the cause of Ahlulbayt, whether it's sponsoring an orphan for £40 a month, whether it's giving an education for £313, microfinance schemes that empower individuals to be able to create sustainable revenue and income for themselves. There is so much that can be contributed to. So please do call in. And remember, it is very difficult. You know, we've spoken about so much, Haji Neil, in the show. We've spoken about the fact that water that we take for granted is a prized commodity.
That's right.
Healthcare that we take for granted is a prized commodity. Feeding our children, for those parents, if you are watching and you have been thinking, what should I feed my child today? Right? The question that you asked yourself was, what should I feed my child today, and not, am I going to be able to feed my child today? And that is the distinction. We have a choice, and then we think about, what should I cook, as opposed to, will I be able to cook? Will I be able to feed myself? Will I be able to feed my children? You can see even in the background, the parents or the mothers, if they're the widows, when they look at these children, they ask themselves these questions. And of course, there are orphanages that have the same challenges, the same financial challenges that today we are able to sustain these orphanages. Today we're able to sustain these children. Will we be able to do the same in a year's time? My dear brothers and sisters, you can alleviate poverty. We can alleviate this overthinking. We can alleviate these dilemmas that parents think by calling in and contributing.
That's right. 07506 842 842. You can call us live into the studio tonight, inshallah. You can call us via WhatsApp anywhere in the world. You can send us a message on that number as well, or you can call the call handlers on 0208 05000 1414 for the 14 miles for me. Nice and easy to remember. Or you can go onto our website, thehopeappeal.com, scan that QR code. If you have direct access to Al Kisar Foundation's website as well, we have done our due diligence on the ground, and they are supporting amazing projects, especially with education. We see on our package screen there, £330, beautiful number, 313. Who wants to be a part of the 313? And education is the key to stopping the cycle of poverty.
It is. Education is the key. And again, you know, we send our children to school and we just get in the car or they walk to school with such tremendous ease. There are parents out there that are counting on us this Shahr Ramadan, that are counting on you, our dear viewers, to make a difference. You can see those individuals behind me. You can see these individuals, and they are asking themselves that they're relying on us. They want us to help change their lives, and we can do that, and we have done that. And inshallah, with your support, we will do more of it too. 0208 050 0014. Do call in, make that donation.
We'll go to a quick video about the work that we have done in the land of Zanzibar, which is in East Africa. Sit back and watch this, inshallah. Let it soften your heart, inshallah. And when we come back, we will continue to hustle for humanity with your support. We'll see you very shortly. Assalamu alaikum.
Sisters and brothers, education is the foundation of changing people's lives. It is so important not just to install knowledge, not just to install that learning, but to change the mindset of young people, to give them that brighter tomorrow, to give them that hope. We all have dreams and aspirations in life. Talent is equally distributed in this world, but opportunities are not. Through education, you install discipline, you install the foundations that a young person needs to grow. And with those stepping stones as they go through life, they rely on that discipline, that self-worth, that belief, and that education that they have had from a young age to allow them to flourish in this world, which can be a cruel, harsh one, but they stand firm on their own 2 feet. You, dear viewers, have the opportunity to donate tonight towards education package through Al-Qisar, through the Hope Appeal, to these incredible foundations that are going on around the world. So I urge you to dig deep right now and make a difference, make a change. You have that power.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back. That was an incredible experience. This was Tamani Foundation in the north of the island of Zanzibar in Matemwe. An incredible school that is looking after orphans and poor people in that particular community that cannot afford education. That education is primal key to the success of these young people. I had the experience of spending 3 months on the ground there working in that school myself during COVID. They rely on volunteers, but they rely on the support of others and the support of you. Now, through Al-Qisar, we are partnering up with that particular school to make a difference and to make a change to those young people's lives. Through that education package of 313, or whatever you can give, whatever you can afford towards education will make a massive difference. Now, they want to expand in this school, ARJ. They really want to make a high school. They go up to the end of primary, but they would love to go further. They have purchased some land with the help of their donors and donors like the viewers that we have right now, but they need to build a school. That £1,000 to help to build that high school will really, really change people's lives. Take that development of these young people to the next level. You can make a difference and change by donating towards that package, inshallah. Doing it via our website, www.thehopeappeal.com. Calling those call handlers right now on 0208050014, or call us, WhatsApp us, or even WhatsApp call us on 07506 842.
And I think this is the beauty of it, that if anything that you're seeing on screen today, to our dear viewers, to our dedicated donors, anything you're seeing, if you want to come along with us, with the Hope Appeal, to see this work in action, then you are more than welcome to do so. We are happy for our donors, for our patrons, our dear viewers, to pick up the phone and say, you know what? I want to go and see a water well that I built. I want to go and see the school that I contributed to. I want to go and see the area that I contributed a food basket towards. We will take you there so that you actually see the benefit being derived on the ground from your generous donations. We can really together change lives, and let's not let these orphans and widows down just Shahr Ramadan. They rely on this period because they know that fundraising shows such as this take place. I remember, Hajj Anil, when we were working with one of our partners in Iraq, and when we actually took him a check, and it was a six-figure check, and we took it to him in Iraq, and he just broke down. He just started to cry because he could not believe the generosity of our donors and the degree to which lives would be changed of those orphans, of those widows, through the contribution of the Hope Appeal. And that's down to you, our dear viewers. That's not me. That's not Haji Neil. That is down to your generosity, and would encourage you to continue doing it, especially during this blessed month of Shahr Ramadan.
Exactly.
You guys watching this show is no accident. You're watching it for a reason.
That's right.
It might be for you to donate. It might be for you to encourage others to donate, but there is a reason as to why. And again, you'll see behind me now, glasses. You know, these days we can get glasses if we fall within a certain income band for free on the NHS. You go to the optician and you can pick up a pair of glasses for free. You don't have to pay anything. If your children can't see, you take them to the optician and you'll pick up a pair of glasses for free. But there are parents who have to endure watching their children not being able to see, right? Not being able to read because of something as basic as a pair of glasses. But again, by contributing to the Hope Appeal, selecting one of those packages, we can actually make a difference. We can try and make it, life doesn't have to be so difficult.
No, that's right.
Janil,
That's
for
right.
something so basic.
That's it. It's the
Healthcare,
basic
food, water.
Yeah, it's what we're
glasses.
talking about right now. It's the basic necessities that you need. Healthcare, a roof over your head, and running water. You know, the basic necessities, this is what we're asking for. We're not asking you to build X, Y, Z, or we're not asking you to, give luxury towards these people, buy televisions and buy, PS2s. We're asking you to provide them with water, to provide them with food, provide them with education, and provide them with shelter, which is the orphan package, by the way, £40 a month, which equates to around about £1.33 a day. Wherever you are in the world, it might be a few extra dollars or a few extra euros here and there. But what you're doing is giving that hope towards that young person, allowing them to be children, allowing them to dream, allowing them to have the aspirations that they do have, these goals.
Hospital care, such basic. And you'll see from the screens behind us some of the work that the Hope Appeal is doing in Africa when it comes to healthcare provision, working with hospitals, trying to subsidize some of that, some of the costs.
This was a
that healthcare incurs.
This was a natal clinic. This was a labour ward where people are having to walk for miles to go to because the hospitals, they don't have hospitals, right? So they're delivering at home, and then there's all sorts of problems and complications. So there was an actual labour ward there that we were able to help and support. And it's the support that you are able to give, dear viewers, the support that you are able to give. We've got another video. Shall we play that video?
Play that video.
We're going to play one more video to show you the great, incredible work that the Hope Appeal are doing and their partners Al-Qisar Foundation, inshallah. Please do play that video and sit back and watch this. When you come back, please continue to donate. We'll be back very shortly. Assalamu alaikum.
As you can see, we're standing in this remote village that have access to government water. The storage area where the government once a week comes and fills up has become contaminated and dirty, and the supply is not enough for the demands of this village. Students from the mosque just here, just around the corner, are providing water by carrying buckets and containers each and every day to these households, like towards this mother that is behind me. She has a newborn child and is in need of water currently. We are building a water well to replace that system. The water well will provide pipes directly to people's homes, so this process can be eliminated. Dear viewers, you can be a part of a change like this to provide clean, fresh water to this village's home right now. I urge you to donate and be a part of changing people's lives. Provide clean, sustainable water, the essence and element of life. You can do that. Dear viewers, please donate now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to the live show. You're seeing the amazing work that is being done in Africa. Now we are joined by Haji Wasim Sheikh, all the way from California. Assalamu alaikum. Habibi Wasim, thank you so much for taking your time out to talk to us about some of the incredible projects that Al-Qisar are doing on the ground. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Mubarak to everybody. Alhamdulillah, we're doing pretty good. I just came back last month from a month's trip, and I visited Kenya and Tanzania to visit the projects that we're involved in. It's just amazing to see the work that we're doing, Al-Qisar, with the help of Hope Appeal, and there's so many other charities out there trying to do it. So I think collaborating together is really making a big difference now. People are looking for help, direction, and I think we're on the right track here.
Well, Steve, tell us one of the most profound things when you were on that trip. What stood out to you the most? Give us one experience that you had that you want to share with our viewers that really stood out to you.
I think hearing about 3 to 5 year olds walking to the nursery school for 2 kilometers a day, and by the time they get there, they're exhausted. There's no food, but yet they're trying to get an education. So it's really important. Everything that we're doing kind of falls right in together: the water, the food, the education. And it was really heartbreaking to hear that these children have to walk such a long distance, and the father goes out into the jungle for 25 days, chops wood down, turns it into charcoal, and the family doesn't even know if he's still alive. He comes back a month later with a little bit of charcoal to sell. So it's the poverty is so bad over there. It's unbelievable.
Just imagine that. Imagine that idea, viewers, that your father, your mother, they leave their home. Your husband leaves his home, and you're not sure for a month, and you're not sure will that person be back. And even when they're back, they don't actually come back with hundreds and thousands, or they just come back with the bare minimum to put the bare minimum on the table, and they live month to month. Is that correct, Brother Wasim?
It's very sad. It's extremely sad. They can't make the ends meet. I mean, there's schools provided. They can't even afford the food. Some of the kids might have a cup of uji, which is porridge, a whole week. And that's just one little cup, and that's what they survive on.
And there we go. And that's where our microfinance schemes come in, Brother Wasim, because those microfinance scheme will help brothers like the one that you described, because it helps them start their own business in much more close proximity to their family, less risk, and it enables them to have sustainability.
The microfinancing is huge. I've started my own little projects while I've been going back there since last year. Giving people like 5 goats to graze and get the milk and sell the milk and kind of survive on that. I've started little businesses for people, just like street vendors. So it helps a little bit, goes a long way. 50 pounds, 100 pounds here and there. And alhamdulillah, they're doing pretty good. I don't believe in just giving them food. I just want to empower them so they can actually feed their family all year round, as opposed to, having a little Eid feast once a month or once a year. So it's more about empowering them for the rest of the years, So it's working well. We've got about 20, 30 projects going on. It's been great.
MashaAllah. That gives them dignity. That gives humanity towards them, because they're not sitting there holding their hands out, asking. They literally standing them up. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, never look down on someone unless you're willing to pick them up. And that is what you're doing. Dear viewers, you can continue to donate. Give us a call live. We have one of the representatives for Al-Qisar Foundation all the way from San Jose, California with us right now. 07506 842 842. You can call us on WhatsApp if you're calling internationally. Send us a message if you've got a message for Brother Wasim as well. Brother Wasim, you have been involved with Al-Qisar for some years. Tell us the incredible work and what inspires you to continue to do this work with Al-Qisar.
Well, Al-Qisar, is everywhere. We do Qisar books. We're very famous for our ziyarat books. They're very, very helpful. We print over 250 books. We've given over 30,000 books free to U.S. libraries. We've sent crates loads of our books to Africa. We're actually translating them into the local languages, Swahili, French, hopefully in the future. So we have a lot of demand for that. So that's just one aspect. The other aspect is we have Second Chance, where we help over 2,000 prisoners in USA. We're now in India. We have 30 schools we're collaborating with. We have 7 schools in Pakistan that we collaborated. In Kenya and Tanzania, we have 22 schools already. One, we're going into transformation partnership, which means we have 1,300 students, and we're trying to improve the level of education at the ground. Most of the people in Africa do not finish secondary school. So this is our way to help keep them in schools, possibly start vocational schools and teach them some technical skills, as simple as how to fix a phone. That goes a long way. Like I said, the poverty is so huge. You know, they barely have $1 or £1 a day to live on. You know, maybe a week, maybe a month. I mean, it's just sickening. You know, I go there and I just, you know, so I've fallen in love with Africa. That's where I'm from. I'm third generation Kenyan. You know, grew up with Tabligh and helping charity from my maternal grandfather to my father to my mother, who still continues to do a lot of fundraising. In fact, I have 7 water wells going on in East Africa, and she's the biggest fundraiser. So, you know, she's there on a WhatsApp group and puts the word out, and alhamdulillah, it's all for the poor.
And there we are.
That's it. That's
going there, you know, putting the word out on the WhatsApp group. I would encourage our viewers to do the same.
Yes.
Choose a package that is on screen at the moment, that resonates with you, that is close to your heart, and say, you know what, 1,500 quid for a water well. Send it out to your WhatsApp group and say, let's together pledge £1,500 so that we can help change a community, so that people do not have to walk miles and miles and miles and miles, children and women, simply to bring water back, which of course will be contaminated. We can really make a difference.
The one story there that Haji Wasim said was the children are walking 2 kilometers to school. They're walking towards school.
Yep.
They can't wait to get there. They don't have the nutrition to get there. They're malnourished. They don't have the water. Whereas sometimes in our West, our children will walk 2 kilometers away from school because they have that free education. They take it for granted. Now look at the difference between that. They're hungry and thirsty for education. That education package for 313 on your screen right now is an incredible investment that you can make, or you can help to build more schools and more classrooms for that £1,000. Whether you are donating in dollars, you're donating in euros, you're donating in Canadian dollars or US dollars, you go to the Hope Appeal website, you go to the Al Kisal website, you can make that donation in any currency, and you can pledge towards this education package and support these charities in the best possible way.
And we have seven minutes left on the show. So please do call in. 07506 842 842 is the number, thehopeappeal.com. And you can WhatsApp us on that number. You can use WhatsApp.
Friends, reach out to your friends, generate some donations. It can be £5, it can be $5. It doesn't mean you have to.
And I think Brother Wasim is speaking as well. Let's go ahead, Brother Wasim.
Yes, I think every little bit counts. I mean, it's getting the word out on WhatsApp. It's collecting funds from your relatives, your siblings, and you don't have to buy the whole package. Whatever you can put out is appreciated. You know, it goes a long, long way.
Alhamdulillah.
Correct. And just, Brother Wasim, it's amazing, isn't it? Because in the West, we, certainly for me, we look at my son's lunchbox and you open it up and you say to your son, you didn't have all your lunch today, did you?
Yeah.
And you end up being concerned that, the child may not have his lunch. He's got the lunch, but you end up being concerned that he may not eat his lunch. Now imagine being a parent who wonders whether or not they'll be able to actually serve their child lunch.
Exactly.
Give their child clean water.
Ya Allah.
Give their child an education or some kind of future. These are very real dilemmas, trilemmas, and predicaments that parents face on a day-to-day basis. But with your help, with the support of the Al Kisar Foundation, you can make a difference, dear viewers, to these situations by donating to thehopeappeal.com, 07506 842 842. Call into the studio. We've only got about 5 minutes remaining. Call in, share your views, keep our code handlers busy. You can visit our website, click on the QR code. So many different ways to visit. If there was one message that you have, Brother Wasim, call it your little elevator pitch to our donors. It's Shahr Ramadan. Right now, they've been watching me and Haji Neil, and hopefully it hasn't been too arduous for our dear viewers. You've been watching us for the last 2 hours. If there's one thing, Brother Wasim, that you'd like to say, what is it? But before you get to that closing thought,
on the line for Haji Wasim. This is your caller. Salaam alaikum. Salaam alaikum, caller. Can you hear us? Hello, salaam alaikum. How are you?
Alaikum salam. I have a question for Brother Wasim.
Okay, please. Yeah, fire away. Haji Wasim, can you hear the caller?
Oh, yes, I can.
Okay, go away, sister. Please tell us your question.
Okay, very nice to see you again, Neil.
Very nice to see you also.
And, I have a question for Haji Wasim, if I can, please.
Please, fire away with your question.
All right, may I speak now? Haji Wasim, I have a question for you. So in all these projects, I usually ask this question for donations. Do you accept homes? Do you have semi-sadat? Do you have both portions? Could you please provide me some clarity for that?
Yes, absolutely. We have all the ijazas from most of the marjas. We do collect homes, fidya, everything, zakat, everything we take care of. And basically we use those funds to, do all the charity works that we're doing currently in East Africa. And we're growing our projects over there to different countries.
MashaAllah.
So there we go. Thank you very much, sister, for your call and for your question. Hopefully you got that clarification. So Haji Wasim, we've only got a few minutes remaining. Now, 3 minutes remaining. Now, the viewers want to be inspired. You got 1 minute to inspire the viewers. Why should they donate?
Let's bear in mind that Haji Wasim is still fasting at the moment. It's I don't know what the time is in California. You have got the whole US audience at your feet now. What would you like to tell them, Haji Wasim?
I think we need to come together and do something for our akhirat. And this is one way to do it, is through all the interlinked programs. You got the water wells, the food packages, education, which is the key to the future of the Africans that I've come across. They're hungry for education too, and they go to great lengths to come and get it. And it's important that we all come together, especially in this month of Ramadan, to help with the food baskets, the iftars, and focus on wells, and also the most important thing, which is education, to make sure that they can grow up and be able to take care of the families. And it's just not their family, it's always extended family, right? One person makes it through their family and they end up supporting their entire family. And this is worldwide. It happens everywhere. That's how we ended up in the West and started sending money home and eventually brought our family. So it's about family, keeping them together, but at the end of the day, educating them to get to that point where they don't turn into beggars and stand there stealing or wanting food and just, waiting for food to get to them, which is very hard.
Ahsan. Beautiful message, Haji Wasim. Inshallah, your fast today goes extremely well and the barakah falls upon you and your family, inshallah ta'ala. We're into the final closing minutes of our show. Haji Wasim, thank you so much for joining us, in the middle of your day, in the heat of California. But please, we'd love to see you again in future shows. ARJ, have you got a final message for our viewers?
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to make a difference. Thank you for your continued service towards this cause. Thank you for all of those who called in. Thank you to each and every caller that made a contribution via the website, that sent us a message via WhatsApp. Thank you to the callers that called in to the show. You're inspiring. Without you, none of this would be possible. So may Allah bless you and your families. Please encourage your families and your friends and your loved ones and your acquaintances to do the same. And please remember us all in your prayers. And remember that during this month, we can truly change lives, alleviate poverty, and really give hope to those parents who wonder whether or not they'll be able to feed their children this evening.
That's Sant. I'd just like to resonate that thanks to everybody that has joined in, to my wonderful guest, Haji Wasim, all the way from California, to ARJ coming on the show at last minute, to every caller, everybody that's contributed. Remember, you can continuously contribute towards these wonderful projects, inshallah, by going on our website, scanning that QR code, www.thehopeappeal.com. That website will take you straight to Al Qisar's website. Also, if you want to donate in euros, pounds, dollars, Canadian dollars, you can do, inshallah, on a click of a button. Don't forget the call handler number 0208050014, which is on 24 hours a day, willing to help and help you to make those donations. We will be here every single night for a couple of hours during Shah Ramadan. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, inshallah, where we hustle for humanity. Once again, we'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum, Jameen rahmatullah, wa barakatuh.